Robert. Oh, what's the matter, man?
Listen, Tony needs your help right now.
Excuse me? What's up?
He's been called to Dr. Hardy's office, him and Yank. He might lose his position here at the hospital.
You mean because of that business,
Yes. Exactly what I mean. You know how many times I've done this to my brother? Every time I get involved in any kind of undercover work, I always get Tony involved.
Hey, look,
this always happens.
We're all in this together, all right?
You should have heard Hardy. He just blew up at me in the hub.
I'm asking you one more time, Dr. Jones. What happened tonight? Duke Lavery's body was brought in, supposedly dead. Why did you sign a death certificate?
We are
what
not
was behind it?
at liberty to explain what was behind it.
Are you as locked in as Dr. Jones?
Yes, sir.
Steve, it was wrong, but the reasons may be right.
What Bud says is true, Steve.
You don't seem to understand. It's my job to protect the reputation of this hospital. If what those two did leaks out, the sick people in this community won't come to our hospital. Don't you see that?
I have no argument with that.
If it wasn't a medical question, we wouldn't be in this room now, but it is. It is. And when the whole story comes out, your careers as doctors may be finished, and I'll be in the god-awful position of finishing you. Yes. Oh, sorry, Robert. We're having a serious meeting here. I can't see you now.
I don't want to interrupt it, Steve. I want to be part of it. I know what's going on.
Well, you have nothing to do with this meeting.
I'm the reason for it. These two people were helping me in a WSB case.
Well, that has nothing to do with the serious problem we're faced with now.
It has everything to do with it. These two doctors played an integral part in stopping the mob getting into Port Charles.
The mob is hardly a medical matter, Robert.
You don't think so? Well, you think what would happen to Port Charles if the mob started running drugs, crime, and killing around here? You don't think that is a medical problem? As I understand it, this hospital was established for the health and welfare of the citizens. Consider what would happen if the mob started to run it. And they would eventually start to run it. It would at that point cease to be a health facility and simply be a money machine.
He is right, Steve.
Tony and Yank were involved in a serious medical matter, one that would have affected General Hospital.
I can see that, but...
Let me ask you a key question here, Steve.
What?
Supposing that I'd come to you for help in this mission rather than going to the two of them, what would you have said?
Steve, you're not saying anything, but I think I could hear your answer.
Well, I suppose, as citizens, it's our duty to be in the front line against crime. This must never happen again in General Hospital. Or if it does, you come to me first, okay?
Thank you.
I'd like to shake your hands, too. But not for myself, but for Anna and Robin. And that work you've done on Duke.
Thank you so much for getting permission for Robin to see Duke.
Oh, well, Robin's part of the General Hospital family.
I think it's going to do him a lot of good to see her.
In that case, we'll just consider her part of the treatment.
I think so.
You can go in now.
Oh, okay, thank you. Excuse us. It's all right, darling. You have to be here for Duke. Come on. Thank you.
Can I touch it?
Yes, sweetheart. Gently, darling. Go on, here. Stand on me.
May I hold his hand?
All right. Just don't move this.
Duke, can you hear me? I love you.
We love you very much.
You can wake up now because we're here to take care of you.
Yes, we are. Don't try and say anything. It's okay. You just have your rest. Robin's here. She came back for you.
Mommy, you squeezed my hand. You squeezed my hand, Mommy.
Everybody's behind you, Duke. The worst is really over. Just got to look forward to your future now. Right?
Robin's here.
Yes. Yeah, it was Robert's idea. It's a surprise for you.
It was all Daddy's idea. And now I'm going to have two daddies.
You said you'd be here.
Always.
Me too, Uncle Duke. Now you've got me and Mommy always now. I love you.
Shh. I don't think perhaps you should talk anymore. Maybe we should just stand here and let him rest for a while. All right?
Would it hurt if I kissed his hand again?
No, darling.
No. wouldn't hurt.
To a man who helped save Fort Charles from being infiltrated by an organized crime ring that would have threatened our lives and property. I'm speaking, of course, of Duke Lavery, who lies at this moment in General Hospital fighting for his life. On Tuesday evening, a number of Duke's friends, myself included, are reopening Duke's Club, long a favorite with Fort Charles dinner-goers. All proceeds on opening night will go to help pay Duke's medical and legal fees. But we need a large turnout, and that means you. There'll be lots of food, fun, and entertainment, which I'll go with.
Well, she may not be too good with a broom and a dustpan, but she can sure help in other ways, huh?
All his vital signs are good.
He's been sleeping most of the day.
After an operation like this, he's going to be out of it for quite a while.
I just hope Anna and Robin make him want to walk again.
Yeah, the will to live for the people you love. It's the most important medicine there is. And those two give him hope for the future.
What are you feeding this child? My arms feel like lead.
Well, you're growing up, aren't you?
How is Uncle Duke? Is he going to get better?
Well, I was with him at the hospital today, and he was fast asleep. So I think that's a good sign.
Is he going to get more better?
More better? Yes. Tony says he's determined to get well for you and me.
Like a present?
Yes, like a present. So we can all be together forever and ever. How about that?
Oh, that's great. When can I see him again?
Soon, my dear, soon, eh? You know what? I just baked a whole dish of Italian cookies, and they're just fresh out of the oven. How about you and I go in the kitchen and taste some, huh?
Is it okay, Mommy?
Well, you know the rules. Only if you eat all your vegetables at dinner.
I will, I promise.
Yes, well, I'll hold you to that.
Okay. Let's go.
Yes, these are real special. You want to eat them all, but you can't, eh? Only 2, maybe 3.
Father will never be able to lift you then. What's the matter? You all right?
Yeah, I've just been thinking it's all.
What's it about? Duke?
Partially. You know, I can't leave poor Charles till I'm satisfied that you and Robin are going to be safe from the mob. Well, just seeing Robin and yourself with the Duke last night, it kind of hit home.
You just saw how much we loved each other. What could be wrong with that?
Seeing the way that she looked at him with so much trust and innocence, and then talking about him being her second daddy. Well, look, I don't quite know how to explain this. All I know is that it felt a bit like a knife going into me.
Oh, Robert. You'll always be Robin's daddy. Duke won't take your place in her heart.
But that isn't what concerns me. Now, he's going to have to do time in prison. Who looks after the both of you when I go back to Australia?
Mommy,
Yes, sweetheart?
Tiffany was on TV and she said that some people bought Uncle Duke's nightclub.
No. Listen, what's happened is everyone from the Brownstone has pitched in to help run Duke's club until he gets well.
But Uncle Duke is going to get well, won't he?
Yes, he's going to get completely better, darling.
Anna?
All Duke's friends have promised to help him, and they are doing that.
What happened?
Duke, are you all right?
No, I'm not all right. I can't move my leg.
Duke, it's going to take a little while.
Now, you listen to me. You cannot expect any results for 2 or 3 days. Now, you have to wait for the swelling to go down, all right?
Do you think I'm a fool? I know what these lies are. They told my father the same lies. Give it time, you'll get well. The time it took was the rest of his life until he died.
I think we'd better call Anna.
No, don't you call Anna. I don't want to put her through this.
Listen,
it destroyed my mother listening to those lies, trying to pretend my father would walk.
If Anna can help, I think we should call her.
No. I don't need to put Anna through this. If you can't fix me, and I want you just to finish this whole bloody thing right now. You just leave Anna out of this.
Your kid now. nothing.
Wait a minute. When do I get a chance to win around here?
When you get better.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what your mother said? She said that I can't play this game. What do you say?
Well, I always have to tell the truth, right?
I guess that's the answer then.
Well, dinner's already in the oven. Your favorite, Roberto, cannelloni. I better go see how it's going. Thank you.
I'll get that. Yes.
Robert, hi, it's Bobby. Is Anna there? I need to speak to her.
Bobby, is something wrong?
What is it? What's happened? Duke is very upset. He is convinced that he will never walk again.
I see. Okay, we'll be right over.
What is it? What's happened? Is she calling from the hospital? What?
Listen, darling, Mummy and I have got to go out and see your Uncle Duke.
What happened? Is he all right?
Well, he's just a little upset and he needs to speak to Mummy and myself, that's all.
Why is he upset?
He thinks he's not going to get better.
But he will, won't he?
Of course he will. We just need to convince him, that's all. Now, why don't you go out and help Philomena with the dinner, and that way, when I get back with the mother, we can all have dinner together.
I'm scared about Uncle
Don't
Bill.
you worry about him. He's going to be just fine, sweetheart. Philomena, we're going out for a little while, okay?
Oh, all right, all right. Why don't you come with me in the kitchen and we set the table together, eh? Come on.
Go on.
Okay, but tell Uncle Duke I'll say extra prayers for him.
I'll do that.
Okay, come on.
Why didn't you tell me what's happened?
You heard what I told Robin. Duke's upset.
What does that mean, upset?
It means I'll explain it to you in the car.
Why did you go into so much detail with Robin? You saw how upset she got.
I've never lied to my daughter, and I have no intention of starting now.
Duke seems obsessed about not walking again.
Maybe you should talk to him.
He doesn't want to see you, you know.
Oh, please. Maybe I can help.
I'm willing to try anything.
You sure you're up to this?
Yes, I'm fine. Really. Come on, Duke needs our help.
Nurse Olmsted, report to admission. Nurse Olmsted, report to admission.
Tell me about those x-rays.
Yeah, let's discuss it outside.
Thank you very much.
Anna, I don't want you here.
I want to help you. Please let me.
Why are they lying to me? I'm paralyzed. I have no feeling in my legs.
You have to wait for the swelling to go down. In the operation, I mean, you've been through a lot of trauma.
I'm paralyzed for life, and Tony won't tell me.
If Tony knew that, did you think he'd tell you? You don't understand, do you? You will get better, and you will walk again. And we will have the life we promised each other.
With you here in Port Charles and me in prison.
Now, Robert is trying to get your prison term reduced. He saved my job, and he will use WSB influence on the courts when you turn state's evidence. Now, if anyone can work miracles, he can. I thought you'd be happy to hear that.
How can a police chief marry a criminal? It will destroy you.
It will work. I swear. But I can't do it on my own. You've got to help me. Now, if you love me and if you love Robin, you would want this to work too. We would do anything for you, and you've got to do the same.
The best way for me to love you would be to walk out of your life. So walk. Do you hear that? I can't even do that.
Stop it. Stop it. You're stuck with us, I'm afraid. If you have to go to prison, then we'll wait. If you can never walk again, we won't care.
I could be half a man,
Half of you is better than any man I want.
Duke, we're going to take you down to X-ray. You want proof that you'll walk again? We're going to try to give it to you, all right?
I'm going to stay here until the X-ray results come through.
All right, if that's what you want.
I'm not sure about that, Anna. It'll just exhaust you.
I want to wait here. I'll be fine. Tony will be very happy to call you at home when the test results come in.
Yeah, you'll be the first to know.
Robert, phone call for you. It's Captain Lewis.
Thank you. I'll be right back.
Have you heard any more about Duke?
No, not until we hear back from the results. Anna, just remember, Duke isn't going to show anything, one way or another, for another 2 or 3 days.
He's going to be fine. The best hospital and best doctors around.
That's what I keep telling myself.
All the odds are in his favor.
Robert?
Just the man I want to see. Hiya, Tiff. Listen, can I borrow your boyfriend for a second?
Any longer than that, and I'll call out the Coast Guard.
What's up, buddy?
I just got a bit of information from the Rochester Police Department. They've seen David and Philip in the area.
Well, that's great. Then your APB paid off.
Yeah, but not the Duke. They might try to get him.
In here? That's suicide.
You think about it. One man causes your operation to go belly up. The mob aren't going to forget about that.
Yeah, but Robert...
Who are you talking to?
We're talking about Philip and David. The Rochester police seem to have a line on them.
You think they'll come here and kill Duke?
They might.
Oh, well, that settles it. I'm going to stay here. He needs to be protected.
You are coming with me.
No.
I need to see you back in police headquarters in 15 minutes.
All right,
Oh,
buddy,
no,
you
you
got it.
don't. I saw him first.
Sorry, Tiffany.
Excuse us, will you? Just a moment.
Robert.
Tiffany, honey. Robert needs me right now.
Don't my needs count to you anymore?
Of course your needs count. This is an emergency. I'll take care of your needs later, all right?
Robert, will you let go of my arm? You're making me very angry.
Look, in a moment, all right?
What? I have to stay here with you.
Yeah,
Please,
well,
you
we're
need
going to have a little
protection.
chat.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
I intend to knock a bit of sense into that stubborn skull of yours.
I don't like being treated like a child.
Perhaps not, but some people occasionally need to be treated that way.
Oh, now you're a psychologist as well as a special agent, are we?
Do you know how deeply involved with the mob he is?
Yes, I've spoken to him. He said this is all he's done.
All right, fair enough. All right, we'll deal with that. This man has ruined the lives of a lot of heavy criminals. They don't forget that sort of thing. Their memories are long. I can guarantee it. If they don't make a move on him, some down-and-out hitman who's trying to pick up a few bucks probably will.
Well, we'll move. We'll go somewhere else. I mean, I can protect him. Don't you think I'm capable of doing that?
Use the stairs! All right. What sort of a life is that going to be for Robin? You're on the run. You're looking over your shoulder all the time. I'm not going to have my daughter subjected to that sort of a lifestyle.
I love him.
I know you do. I know.
Will you help us? If you love Robin and me, will you help us?
I'm trying to, and I want to.
Well, can't you intercede for him? I mean, they'll listen to you. You won't have to go to prison then.
I can't make any promises to you, and I wouldn't make any promises to him. Look, this guy could be in so heavy with the mob, even God couldn't pardon him.
What are we going to do then?
You do what you can. But in the meantime, you've got to be prepared to walk out of his life. For his sake. For yours. And for Robin's.
I don't know if I can do that.
Did it once before.
Yeah, I know. It hurt. It hurt a lot, and I don't think I could do it a second time.
This is Anna Devane I hear talking. A person who, as yet, doesn't even know what she can accomplish.
I can't walk away from him, Robert.
Before you make that decision, I suggest you think about Robin. And then, act accordingly.
Something will happen. We'll work it out.
Nothing. You eat nothing. Oh, Anna, I try, but she is too upset to eat.
Darling, what's wrong, sweetheart? Tell me
Talk
what's
to her.
wrong.
She needs you.
All right. What's the matter?
I heard you and Daddy talking about Uncle Duke before you left.
That's right, we were.
Daddy sounded angry. Is he mad at Uncle Duke?
No, of course he's not mad at Uncle Duke. I guess he's just a little upset that Uncle Duke's still sick. You know, your father wants to help everybody.
Oh, great. Daddy's a great help. He's the best helper in the whole world.
Yes, he is. And that's why he wants everything to work out perfectly for you, Duke, and I, so we can live together always.
I'm going to dream about that tonight.
You do that, because a lot of dreams come true. Now, you go with Philomena and she'll get you ready for bed. Go on, sweetheart.
I'm hungry.
Oh. All right, you can have something before you go to bed.
Can Daddy kiss me goodnight when he comes home?
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to give him a call now, and I'll tell him to kiss you goodnight, even if you're asleep, which you will be.
Okay.
Good night.
Night.
Oh, okay, come on. I'll give you something that you like very much.
Hello?
Did you find out anything?
Yeah, well, the news isn't good. The APB from Rochester definitely matched the description of David and Philip.
Well, were they arrested?
Oh, they just disappeared without a trace.
Oh, no.
Don't worry. Stay on top of it. How's Robin?
Oh, she's asleep now. She was very upset, but I told her that you'd give her a kiss when you came home, even if she was asleep.
I always do. I'll be home soon.
Bye.
Anna, she fell asleep. Poof, just like that.
Oh, I know. She's so tired. She's been through a lot lately.
Yes. But look at all the love she gets from you, from Roberto, from Duke. That is important.
And you. You give her a lot of love, too.
Oh, please. She is so easy to love.
I know.
Yes. That is why Roberto is trying to protect her so much.
You heard us arguing?
I see. Angry words, but they come from love. Please, Anna, try to understand him. He only wants what's best for you and for Robin. Don't be angry with him, eh?
I know. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Listen, I'll be back, and Robert's going to be in soon. See you.
Yes. Dr. Jones. Very good. Oh, Chief Devane.
Yes?
The lab reports on Mr. Lavery. Dr. Jones requested I give them to you.
What do they say?
Well, no medical problems whatsoever.
Oh, thank God.
And with therapy, he should be as good as new. Do you want to give him the good news?
No, yes.
Dr. Bedwell, report to obstetrics.
Yeah, I'll definitely see he gets them. Thank you.
Oh, Lucy.
Dr. Gonzalez, call your office.
Oh, darling.
Glad you're here.
Yes, I'm here for you.
Hold me.
I've got you.
Miss having your arms around me. We'll never be apart.
You won't be.
That was really me. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Please, Robert, help me.
What do you think you were doing? Here. Here. Get back in the bed.
Lie there. Relax.
You know all the x-rays are fine.
Yes.
You're going to walk again, darling. You don't have to worry.
Listen, be patient, all right? You can do it. We should be going. Good night, mate.
See you tomorrow. Get all the rest you can.
Out of bed this morning.
Got up. Did you sleep?
When the review board hears what Robert Scorpio has to say, I'm sure they're going to let you back on the force.
Honey, Scorpio is WSB, okay? That is a planet away from us. They probably won't even listen to it.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Can you say something to encourage Frisco?
All I want to know is where Scorpio is. He's my prime character witness.
Well, he's not here. He's gone off on a very important lead.
What? Where is he?
Philip and David have been seen near the Finger Lakes.
The Finger Lakes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's 5 of those. Which one?
We don't know. He is going to be here, isn't he?
Well, I hope so. But with those 2 men on the loose, I fear for Duke's safety.
Anna, I assure you that Duke Lavery is being well guarded.
Yeah, and so.
So, if Robert doesn't show up, I don't have a chance.
You're to have this. It's from Robert. I'll see you on that.
So now she's leaving me, too.
No, that was deliberate, Frisco. She board in there is keeping a sharp eye out on her for any signs of nepotism.
Did she tell you that?
Mm-hmm.
Tony was only here. At least I'd have him here.
It's time to go in, folks. Come on.
That's for luck.
I may need more than that. I want to be a cop more than anything.
I've studied this file, which includes all the complaints against Frisco Jones, which resulted in his termination as rookie cop for the police force at Port Charles. Gentlemen, I'm not here to rake over the coals of what happened in the past. I'm here to talk about the future. Frisco Jones wants to be a cop again. He was a good cop. He worked undercover. He risked his life to help clean up the mob that threatened to take over Port Charles, and he did this for only one reason: to help protect the people he loved from being killed. That is basically why he was taken off the force in the first place. He was out to protect the one person he loved the most, his wife, Felicia. And here we have a case of a cop's wife who was framed for a crime she didn't commit. He knew it was a lie, and he set out to prove it. Now, he used unorthodox methods, granted. He knows that. But what he wants is a chance to be a cop again. To walk the straight line, to play the game as he knows it must be played, by the rules. He wants a chance. He wants a chance to be a cop again. Now, I have several witnesses to testify on behalf of Frisco Jones.
To whom are you referring, Mr. Meyer?
Well, Chief Anna Devane, Captain Guy Lewis.
Well, I can't permit them to testify on Jones' behalf. Their names appear too regularly on the complaint and the write-ups in that file.
Well, that's all right.
Mr. Mayor, please.
And we also have Dr. Anthony Jones and Robert Scorpio.
Where is Tony?
Probably stuck at the hospital. Who knows where Robert is?
Tony?
He's not here yet.
I'm afraid that Dr. Anthony Jones has been detained for a while. Will the board accept a letter from Robert Scorpio at this time?
We'll accept the letter. Do you wish me to pass it around, or would you rather have someone read it aloud?
I think we'd save some time if we had someone read it.
Then I would like to do that, sir.
Is that acceptable to the board?
Okay. To the police board of review.
If it were not for Frisco Jones, at this very moment, Port Charles would be totally owned and controlled by a criminal mob. It was Frisco Jones, while still a rookie cop, who stumbled on the first lead of the planned takeover of your city. Had it not been for his courage and his conviction, Port Charles would not be back in your hands. The city obviously needs Frisco. Some of you probably owe your lives to him right now. He is one of the best men with whom I've ever worked, and believe me, I have worked with the best. If you don't take him back on the force, I'm going to recommend that the WSB hire him. I'd be there to speak in his behalf personally, but I'm on the trail of the last 2 mob members. Sincerely, Robert Scorpio.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, well. The next person to speak on behalf of Frisco Jones.
If you don't mind, there are some of us who, on the board who wish to take a look at the letter.
Fine.
That leaves it about 4 against 2, Those aren't great odds when you're talking about your future.
My brother wanted to be a cop because he wanted to help people, and that is the way he has always been. Now, he may have sacrificed his career, but in the process, he saved the lives of many innocent people, and I am proud of him. And I would think that you on the board would be proud to have him back on the police force. That's all I have to say.
Anybody like to question Dr. Jones?
Yes, I think there are a few of us who would like to ask a few questions. Hobart?
I'd like to talk to you about your part in Duke Lavery's fake death.
I'd be interested in that, too.
Same here.
I also would be interested in that very subject.
If your brother was so concerned about the lives of their other people, why wasn't he concerned about putting your family in jeopardy?
No, he was very worried. So was I.
With all due respect, I think this line of questioning is quite
And,
irrelevant.
excuse me, aren't there times when the police ask ordinary civilians for help?
Doctor, weren't you worried about filing a phony death certificate?
I was.
Don't you think your brother was asking a great deal of you to risk your professional career?
Yeah, I certainly did it first.
And you don't now?
If I may say something here.
By all means.
Perhaps some of us are trying to find out if Frisco has changed since he was terminated from the force.
What difference would it make if I've changed or not? Huh? I mean, I don't like my brother having to go through this type of question.
Hold it. Now, listen, this is my problem. Now, no, I didn't want to do this. But he didn't hold a gun to my head and force me to. And it's very simple. If the mob hadn't been stopped, my wife and my child would be in even greater danger.
Gentlemen, I don't think that Frisco Jones is on trial here for his past actions. They're over with. And as Dr. Jones says, what he believed then, he doesn't believe any longer.
He could have fooled me.
We have no more questions, Dr. Jones.
I don't know if I helped any or not.
Thanks.
Take care.
The review board would like to call Mrs. Jones, Felicia Jones, to speak.
Jake. What? As bad as I want to be a cop, I don't want Felicia to go through this.
Frisco, just sit there and cool it, okay? Just cool it.
And when Frisco told me that he wanted to be a policeman, I knew that would be the only thing that would make him happy. And he was happy. And he was working very hard at the academy, and it was a big struggle. And then there was the termination. And it was terrible. It was really terrible. And I don't ever want to see him go through something like that again. I don't know what else to say except that he's a wonderful husband. And he's a wonderful cop.
Felicia?
Yes?
I'd like to ask you a question. I know it's been very hard on Frisco, and as we can all see, it's been extremely hard on you. I would like to know how you feel about him going back to the police force.
He's my husband. And if he's happy, I'm happy.
I have a question. It has to be with the time when you and your husband were fugitives from justice. Did he force you to escape?
Well, I don't know what you mean by force. I was framed, and I got scared, and I wanted to run.
Knowing full well that you were a key suspect in a theft and embezzlement case?
No, that's okay. I don't mind talking about this.
You don't?
No, I don't. The frame-up was designed to get Frisco off the case and stop the whole investigation. If we hadn't have run, my husband would have been killed.
In essence, the question is this, Mrs. Jones. Can Frisco be a team member or not?
You should ask him. He doesn't need any more character witnesses, but if he does, I'm sure you could ask just about anybody in Port Charles. They'd stand up for him.
Well, taking your suggestion, Mrs. Jones. Okay. Will you please come forward, Mr. Jones?
Do you want to make a statement, Frisco?
A statement. Well, I don't even know if I know what a statement is.
Just say what you feel. Why don't you tell us why you want to come back on the police force?
What I feel. Well, that might be easier. Or harder. I don't know. Okay. You see, I was raised to help people, like my brother, Tony. Our parents raised us that way. And he does that as a doctor. And I felt the best way I could do that was to become a cop. Now, I broke some rules as a rookie cop. We've already talked about that. But I didn't break them for the fun of it. I broke them because I was onto something big. At least I thought I was. And I'm afraid that I have not changed. It's very flattering to get a letter from Robert Scorpio saying that the WSB would possibly accept me. Maybe I'd be more acceptable there, I don't know. But that would mean leaving Port Charles. And I don't want to do that. And it would mean leaving my wife, who I love very much, and I don't want to do that. And I'm not looking for excuses. But I saved a few people's lives by my behavior, and I think it was worth it. And I can honestly tell you, I have not changed, and I don't plan on it. It's tough to say, too, because I know I just threw any chance I had of getting back on the force away there. You know, it's funny. I never felt happier or prouder than when I wore that uniform.
Frisco, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You don't look fine.
It's because it's all down the drain, Felicia.
No, don't say that.
Did you see the looks on their faces?
Honey, that doesn't mean anything.
I've had it with this police force. I've had it.
No, don't say that.
I kicked myself for begging like that.
You weren't begging.
A man has pride, you know that?
I know.
And I just took mine and threw it out the door in there.
It's just because you care about your job and you care about what happens to people.
Yeah. Sometimes I think I care a little too much.
Where are you going?
I just want to get out of here. I can't stay here, okay?
They might want to talk to you some more.
Well, I don't want to talk to them anymore.
Well, you can't just walk out on the hearing.
No, it's the other way around, Felicia. This police department walked out on me. I am never going to beg to anyone for anything again.
Please, just stay for me.
I'm sorry, baby. I can't.
Because a man does what he has to do.
Yeah, something like that. You know I gotta keep my pride.
Of course. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. I guess this is what marriage is all about. We're supposed to be about. Thanks.
I believe that Frisco is sincere. I'll give him that much.
I'll give him a hell of a lot more than that, Coke.
Well, I don't believe anyone is questioning his sincerity. But is that the point?
I know what you mean. It's the question, is he too hot to handle as a cop?
Look what he accomplished, though.
This time?
I don't know what you mean, this time.
Well, he's unorthodox.
Well, can't we just say he has a free spirit?
How many free spirits can the police department handle we've got to think of the morale aspect. I'm talking about the other men and women on the force. If he gets away with it, they might think they can get away with anything.
Could be a problem. A real problem.
On the other hand, I don't know anyone else that would take the risks that Frisco does.
I know who you are. You're Frisco Jones.
Well, I wouldn't say that too loud. It's not a good thing knowing me these days.
Ah, come on.
Listen, I just want to drink. I don't really feel like talking, all right? Nothing personal.
Listen, I handle all kinds here, talkers and non-talkers. Don't worry about it. I got the feeling things didn't work out too well for Jones at the hearing.
Maybe we should have a little talk with him. What do you think, John?
Sure. Have a little talk. He's in no mood to talk.
So we can sue.
What the hell did you do to louse yourself up this time?
Who are you?
Undercover. Off duty.
I don't know if I'm ready for round 2.
Round 2?
One border cops is enough for one day.
We're fans of yours, man.
I am, too.
Joe here is retired from the police force, and we're close to it. Norm here was in on the final sting with Bert.
Yeah, Bert Ramsey and I go back a long ways. Who would have believed that of him, huh?
How does it look with the review board?
Well, it doesn't look good. Couldn't quite bring myself to apologize for my MO. I just couldn't swallow it, you know? I just can't do that.
How do you think the vote's gonna go?
Probably 4-2 against me. I got 2 people on my side, Anna Devane and Captain Lewis. Hobart, Stevens, Polk, and the mayor, forget it.
Hobart, I worked with him. Man, he was tough.
So was Stevens.
So they're hard noses.
Frisco, look around.
Who are they?
This has been a cop spot for 50 years. You didn't know about it?
Oh. No, I just walked in off the street. I had no idea.
You got a lot of friends here.
Well, I wish they were all on the board right now. Listen, if anybody's calling, tell them I'm not here, okay?
Tony, Jake.
Have you heard from Frisco?
No, you didn't see him?
No, we didn't.
We checked all over the waterfront.
We even checked the bucket of blood.
And nobody's seen him.
No, why did he leave the hearing?
Because the review board preferred an apology and a promise to do it their way from now
Yes,
on.
and he's probably right.
Well, he would have been lying. How's it look?
Well, I can't say, actually. Where's Frisco?
He's not here. I don't know.
You know, some on the board feel pretty insulted because he hasn't returned.
Great, that's just what we need right now.
The break is over, Anna. We're going in.
Okay. Frisco's not here.
We are.
What if something's happened to him?
No, we would have heard.
Well, what are we gonna do?
Hey, you're Felicia Jones, aren't you?
Yes.
I just got a radio call from a patrol car in the area. They're bringing Frisco in here.
They're bringing him in?
For what? I don't know.
What has he done now?
Felicia, board's ready to give its decision. Do you want to hear it?
But Frisco's not
We
here.
have to go in now.
Excuse me.
Mr. Devane, as chief of police, I think you should read our verdict.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hobart, what are you doing to Frisco?
Jones, what is the meaning of this?
Mr. Mayor, to tell you honestly, I don't know.
If he doesn't, I do. I'm the oldest ex-cop around, and I want to see justice done.
For Pete's sake, Frisco, will you explain what the hell's going on around here?
Jake, I have no idea. They called a patrol car to get me over here.
What's going on?
In case you haven't made up your minds yet, we want to tell you what we think of Frisco Jones. He's the best young cop to pound the beat in Port Charles in years.
Well, sorry, but the decision has already been reached, and Chief Devane is about to read it.
Yes. It is the unanimous opinion of this board that Frisco Jones cannot be allowed to return to the position he vacated when he was terminated from the Port Charles Police Department. I haven't finished yet.
I think I...
You better let me finish, Frisco. However, it has been determined by this board unanimously that Frisco Jones is the best available candidate for a new position in the police department. Welcome Detective Frisco Jones.
Thanks, guys.
Sure. That's great.
Scorpio. Hello, listen, it's Anna. Frisco has been reinstated, and he's been made detective. I know, wonderful news. Listen, do you have any for me? Oh, thank goodness. You don't know how relieved I am to hear that. Excuse me 1 minute. I just want to speak to Guy. Guy?
Yeah.
They've apprehended Philip and David. They're behind bars.
Oh.
Now, with everybody locked up, Duke has got to be safe now. Listen, I'll see you later, okay? Yeah, bye-bye.
Great news. Great.
I just saw one of Duke Lavery's guards leave. Yeah, he went home sick. That means there's only one in this room. Yes, I can handle it. Now is the time to get Lavery. No. I'm gonna use my knife. There's no noise. No fuss. Well, either the reopening of Duke's Club is going to be a smashing success or it's going to be a joke. Either way, don't give up your day jobs.
Those of us who have them.
There's more to this than just fattening up our wallets.
Duke needs all the help he can get.
What if we give the benefit and nobody comes?
No, there is bound to be at least a good turnout today.
Well, good is not good enough. We've got to pack the place.
Well, we can't drag people in off the street.
I just wish I could have convinced the dock workers to back Duke all the way.
Well, the cops are still holding out, too, but don't give up all hope yet.
What do you mean?
Well, I told Tom and Captain Lewis to come by today. I figure with all of us here, we can gang up on them, and maybe we can win their support over.
Well, Tom and Lewis should be easy, but the rest of his men, I don't know. That may be difficult.
Without the union and the cop support, we'll break even at best. And Duke's going to be up to his neck in debt.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Uncle Duke.
Hi there, kiddo. How you doing?
Great.
How are you doing?
Guess what's happening tonight?
What?
Everybody at the Brownstone's throwing a party for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I heard that.
You're sad because you can't be at the party, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Don't worry. We'll have another one for you as soon as you get out of the hospital, okay?
It's a deal.
Dr. Gibbs, CIC.
Tony.
Dr. Gibbs.
Hi. Have you seen Duke yet?
Tanner and Robert are with him. How's he doing?
About to go in. Come on.
That his chart?
It's the latest test results.
And?
I'm not trying to stall you. I'd just rather Duke hear it first.
Sure. That was not bad. He could do with a boost.
Duke's lucky to be alive.
Yeah, so am I. He stopped that bullet meant for me. It could be me you're bringing those results to.
Let's go in and let's see how he takes it. Just the guys I wanted to see. Come in, please.
Yeah, but isn't Detective Jones? I was just telling Captain Lewis here the department must be hard up if they're promoting cops like you.
Listen, he does everything he wants to do anyway. We figure we might as well make it official.
Yeah, well, it's about time. That's all I can say. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Frisco.
Tom. Thank you.
Come on, now. What'd you ask us over here for?
It is a matter of utmost importance. You two, it seems, are the only ones that can help us.
With what?
Well, recruiting enough people for the benefit tonight.
You heard we're reopening Duke's Club.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's all over town.
Well, we're anxious to have a big crowd because all the proceeds go to help Duke's medical bills.
Well, what can we do?
You can deliver the union, and you can deliver the police force.
Oh, easier said than done.
Just tell the guys it's for me, if not Duke. I'm a member of the dock workers union, plus I'm a cop. Tell them I need the money, whatever.
And I'm a cop's wife and I need a job too.
See?
Mm-hmm. Look, all we're asking is for a show of support.
Well, nobody can object to you guys. And we're sold on the benefit. I think it's a great idea.
Absolutely. Got my wholehearted support. But, you know, I don't know about the rest of the cops.
Look, I don't want this thing to be misunderstood. this is not just a charity for Duke. We're doing it for ourselves, too. And we think it'll be real good for the waterfront.
Absolutely. I mean, we would do nothing to harm this area. It's our home.
Well, I'm definitely going to be there tonight.
Well, I'm working tonight, but otherwise I definitely would be there. And I can't speak for the rest of the cops.
But we need everybody, Guy.
Look.
Tom, we need cops and the dock workers,
Okay.
all of them.
Look, I don't have to tell you what this Chief Ramsey affair has done to the morale of the police, you know. I mean, a lot of the guys, they haven't forgotten about this, and the last thing they need is to be reminded about how Chief Ramsey made them all look so bad.
Yeah, and there's a lot of the dock workers that are really ticked off at Duke. They hold him responsible for the corruption in the union. Now, you expect them to give money to a guy who they think almost threw away their pension fund?
If Lavery hadn't paid every dime back himself, there wouldn't be a union. Remind him that.
Hey, don't tell me.
Just see what you can do, okay? Both.
Okay.
Please. All right. We'll try our best.
Yeah, no promises.
Listen, we're just trying to help somebody.
Yeah.
Give it your best shot, huh?
All right, we'll try. We'll try.
Thank you.
So those are the results. We did a lot of testing, but in a situation like yours, we wanted to make sure.
Why don't you give it to me straight in words that I can understand? What exactly did the tests tell you?
That your chances of walking again are excellent.
All right.
Great.
The tests were all negative. There's no permanent damage. You don't seem too happy, Duke.
Well, we're ecstatic, Tony.
Well, good.
Does that mean that you won't have to do any more tests on him?
No, not quite.
What are you saying?
Well, I want one more x-ray, and if nothing turns up, then I'm going to schedule therapy for you. I just want to make absolutely sure there's no physiological reasons why you can't walk again.
But you don't anticipate any problems?
No, I don't. I'm confident the x-ray is going to confirm the test. And then we're going to have you back on your feet in no time.
How long do you think all this will take?
Not more than a couple hours. X-rays, therapy, couldn't be easier.
Now, this test will prove that there is no reason why he can't walk again.
No physical reason. We're going to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt. And then, my friend, it is up to you. So what do you say? You want to go have some x-rays?
I don't want therapy. There's no point.
Well, why don't you take Robin outside to the nurse's station for a minute?
I was about to suggest that. We'll go and see who's on duty.
I'll walk with you.
We'll give Mummy and Duke a few moments alone. They need to talk. If anybody can motivate him to walking again, Anna can.
Dr. Lamb, please call Dr. Denton in oncology. Dr. Lamb, please call Dr. Denton in oncology.
You know what's hardest about all of this? You see me this way. I hate being so...
Vulnerable?
I'm scared. I can't help it, Anna. I'm terrified.
You have every reason to be scared at the moment.
I'll never walk again.
Don't say that.
It's true, Anna. I'm paralyzed from the waist down, and I'll probably stay that way for the rest of my life.
Didn't you hear what Tony said to you? He said that if all the tests are negative, then there is no physical reason why you can't walk again.
He's just trying to raise my hopes. I've heard doctors tell the same stories to other paraplegics.
You're not a paraplegic.
I'd rather be dead, you know.
So you're just giving up, is that it?
What do you suggest I do?
I suggest you start believing in yourself like I do. You will walk again. I know you will. There is absolutely no medical reason why you can't walk. And if you don't, it'll be because you don't want to, because you've psyched yourself out. Now, you're either going to give in to this fear or you're going to fight it. Don't let yourself down. Or Robin, or me. If you put half as much effort into walking again as you did into making me fall in love with you, then you'll be walking in no time at all. Have you forgotten when we danced together?
You know I haven't.
Well then, walk for me, for Robin, and above all for yourself. Come on in back to the living world, for goodness sake.
you promise you'll be alone with me when I take my first step?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Could tell Tony I'm ready for my x-rays whenever he is.
Yeah, I'll tell him. And then I'll go home and put on a special dress.
What sort of a dress?
Oh, you'll see. Call it added incentive. I'll get the guard to help you with the wheelchair. Guard, excuse me. Yes. Could you get a nurse, please, also? Sure. I want to put him in the wheelchair.
Got your page. What's up?
Where's Robin?
She's in the nursery playing with the kids. So how'd it go with Duke?
I managed to persuade him to have the x-ray done.
And?
He's convinced, regardless of how it turns out, that he will never walk again.
He's scared stiff.
Yeah, he said that.
You know, fear can turn the strongest man inside out. They start thinking, nothing ventured, nothing lost.
That's it. That's it. If he doesn't try to walk, he can't fail, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe these new x-rays will convince him that he's fit.
It's not that. Problems in his brain. And I don't think I can solve it.
Maybe Tony can.
I don't think so. Maybe you can talk to him.
Me? How?
Well, you said you've been there before.
Well, yeah. Hey, come on.
Yeah.
I've seen
No,
similar...
I know, but you said in the WSB you saw a number of agents that were suffering from traumatic psychological problems because of assignments they'd been through. Now, you said that they were literally paralyzed from fear. Now, how did you help them?
Oh, many times I couldn't.
I'm not asking for a miracle. I just want you to help him, talk to him.
Well, you sit them down and you talk one-on-one, make them confront the fear. That's half the battle. There's an old saying, that which doesn't kill me makes me stronger.
I want you to tell him that. Please, Robert, I can't do it. I'm begging you. I don't have anywhere else to turn. And if you can't get through to him...
I know how much this means to you.
It's more than just the walking. It's his whole self-respect.
If he doesn't walk, he's not going to be good for anything yet.
Will you help him? For me, please, Robert, will you?
Well, he saved my life. I owe him that much.
Mm-hmm. This could be your way of paying him back.
Nurse Finnegan, please call the third floor.
Now, I've got to find Robin.
Nurse Finnegan, third floor, nurse station.
Under the circumstances, I thought we should have a meeting about Duke Lavery right now. Maybe Monica and Alan can shed some light on the problem.
Well, I appreciate you letting me sit in.
Well, I'm hoping you can help. I understand you've had some experience working with troubled WSB agents.
You know, as far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be any physical reason why Duke can't walk.
Well, there's not. As you can see, the x-rays look fine to me. There is no physiological reason why he shouldn't be able to walk.
It's not going to mean much to a guy who's convinced he's paralyzed from the waist down.
Well, the question is, how do we convince him otherwise?
Hi, sorry I'm late. I got held up downstairs. Hello, Robert.
Monica, why don't you show him this x-ray right here? This is the latest on Duke Lavery.
It looks fine to me.
Yeah, but he insists he can't walk.
Well, often what a doctor knows and a patient believes are two very different things.
Yes, trust is as important in that relationship as it isn't to a marriage.
So is honesty in facing facts.
Well, in this case, Duke is trusting his instincts.
Twitch badly distorted by sheer terror. Now, something spooked the guy. He's going to want to walk desperately enough to face that fear down.
Well, maybe we should have invited a psychologist to the meeting.
And I think he'd pay less attention to that than he did to the x-rays.
Yeah, I can guarantee that.
So how do we proceed from here?
We've got to get him to therapy. Now, I set up a program for him, which he's supposed to start in a half hour, which I don't think he's going to go through with. And I had to talk him into going to x-ray. I don't know how we're going to get him to go into therapy.
Well, I have dealt with heart patients having a similar problem. I mean, their fear of possibly a severely limited lifestyle causes them to be very, very fearful of even taking a first step toward recovery.
I agree. We've begun to realize that many kinds of sickness and injury have to be treated psychologically as well as physiologically.
Well, there's no doubt that's a situation here. What we can't find is a way to convince him.
Listen, can I take a shot at this?
What do you want to do?
Well, to start with, I'd like to talk to him. He obviously believes that he can't walk again. It's like having gone through a bad war injury. The guy believes he should have died on the battlefield.